We're going to go over the different kinds of CTFs there are, steps to join and participate, how do you get better, tips and tricks from someone who plays them, and then QA at the end. Who am I? My name is Anthony Picarello. Online I go by Blue Penguin, if you see me. I'm a 2022 ECPI alumni. I'm currently an IT security analyst at a company called Worldwide Golf Shops. We do everything golf, retail, e-commerce. I like to play a lot of CTFs. That's my QR code for LinkedIn. If you want to follow me, that's fine. Quick note, all the info on these slides will be in a document on my GitHub at the end, so there's no need to take photos. There's also going to be additional tools and links and resources that are going to be put in there as well. So what is a CTF? Just quick show of hands, how many people have participated in a CTF? Okay, so few. For everyone else that hasn't participated, it's not this, as fun as that would be. Also, it's not this. So what the heck is it? So a CTF, Capture the Flag competition. It's a security competition where you solve technical challenges. The answers to these challenges are called flags, and then you compete head-to-head for others for prizes or bragging rights. Why should you care? It's great to train technical skills. You'll start doing one, and then you're going to learn something new right away. Great way to see what weaknesses you have. It's easy when you're not in like a stressful situation. Not even stressful, but like a timed situation, to know what resources you have when you're going up against a challenge. You have potential to win prizes and bragging rights. That's always nice. You can learn new topics and techniques. A lot of these CTFs, they're going to have things that you've never even known were available or known were available, yeah. Sorry, this is the most people I've ever talked to in a room. I might be a little nervous. It teaches critical thinking, or what I like to call the hacker mindset. So as you go through these different problems, you're going to come across unique challenges and figure out ways to get around them. You're also going to be a part of an incredibly diverse and intelligent community. Not every two CTF players, no one's alike. And everyone comes from a different background and has different experiences that all come to play. They're fun and challenging. If you play, you'll learn, and then you get that one moment when you solve it, and it feels great. It's also great for job resumes. There's a lot more jobs now that are entry level that instead of looking for certs or for entry level, like for security experience, a lot of times they're asking like, hey, do you play in CTFs? Do you do these extra things? So there's two main types of CTF competitions. Yeah, you can kind of see them up there. So first type is Jeopardy style. That's the top figure. And so just like in Jeopardy, there's different categories. And then there's different point values for those categories. The harder the challenge, the more points. Also, the quicker you solve a challenge, if you solve the challenge first, you get all the points, and then the points will go down a little bit. And then the next person that solves it will go down a little bit more, so you got to be quick. The next type is attack and defense. This is a little bit more of an advanced type CTF. And so you're given a server with a vulnerable service. So not only do you have to patch your own server, you have to hack everyone else's servers. And you have to get the flags from their machines. This is a lot more fun, but it just requires a more depth of knowledge. So how do you participate in a CTF? First, you're going to want to pick a competition. This Pearl CTF I looked at last night. It's going to be happening Friday if you guys want to participate. But I looked at on ctftime.org. It's a main website where you're going to be able to see all these CTFs. Once you pick what you want to do, you want to read the rules and register. It's important to read the rules because if you're playing with a bigger team, sometimes there's a team limit. And then, yeah, once you're ready to go, you sign up. Then you're going to want to join the Discord and create a team. If you don't have Discord or Slack, you want to get it. A lot of these CTFs will run that. If you can see on the right side, There's additional fields like text channels. One will be team search. So if you're looking for a team, you can type in there, hey, I'm looking for a team. Someone might message you, and then boom, you have a team. There's also the different challenges. You see crypto, steg, misc, web. We'll go over what those are. But if there's any sort of problems with those challenges, they're going to post them in there. Next, you're going to want to get your CTF environment ready. This is usually running a virtual machine on your computer. You can run Kali, Parrot, whatever. Personally, what do I run? So I have a Windows 10 computer. I run VMware Workstation Pro. That's just what I found works best for me. I run a Kali Linux VM. I have 4 processor cores, 16 gigs of RAM, runs smooth. I also have a Windows 10 VM. A lot of people ask, hey, why are you running a Windows 10 VM? There's some challenges that don't like to play well with Linux. A lot of them will use like the .NET framework and stuff like that. So having a Windows VM is nice. I use Obsidian for note-taking and Greenshot for screenshots. As I'm going to go over later, taking notes is essential. The final step is use Hackaway. You play the competition, score points. There's a leaderboard, so you can see how your team's doing. When the time runs up, there usually will be some sort of a meeting. So they'll say who won. They'll also post in write-ups of the challenges. So if you didn't solve something, you can always look at, oh wait, that's how you do it. So different challenge categories. The first one we're looking at is called OSINT. It's known as Open Source Intelligence. This is using Google to figure out the challenge. So the picture on the left, the challenge would be something like, hey, where has this photo been taken? And then using Google, we can see that it is, I want to say, in Spain. Can't read it that far, but yeah, that's OSINT. Cryptography. So this is having ciphertext that you're going to have to decode in order to get the answer. So at the top, you see it looks like a bunch of jargon. What we can do, a little tip, if you ever see GUR, always assume it's a rotation, a ROT 13 cipher. GUR rotated 13 times is THE. So using an online tool, we're able to decode it. It's quick brown fox jumps over 13 lazy dogs. Also, you're going to want to know a little bit how to write code. There's a lot of these challenges where you're going to have to automate some things. Next is web. So it's finding vulnerabilities in a website to get a flag. This is a login page. This might be a database that you're going to have to attack. There's a lot of different web challenges. Next is reverse engineering, or also known as Rev. So this is you're given a program, and you're going to have to reverse engineer it to either find the flag in the code or break the program. There's a lot of different tools to this. This one goes deep. Next is forensics. So it can be you analyzing network traffic, files, or an operating system. The picture below is a file analysis. So even though it's called challenge.pdf, you can see, I don't know if the laser pointer will work. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a JPEG image hidden within. Next is jail or pwn. I put these together because for both of them, you're usually looking at source code of an application. With jail, you're going to be connecting into a computer, and you're going to have a command line that's restricted. And your goal is to break out of that and to escalate to get the flag. With pwn, also known as binary exploitation, there's usually a service running on a machine. You're going to look at the source code, and you're going to build an exploit to gain control of a shell on that machine or to modify the program. These are both advanced categories. There's also boot to root. So this is enumerating, you enumerate machines for vulnerabilities. You exploit those vulnerabilities to gain a foothold. Once you get a foothold, you escalate privileges. You get points for getting the users.txt, which is when you get the foothold. You also get points for getting root.txt once you escalate to full privileges. And then there's usually a miss category. This can be anything. I've seen it be password cracking in the past. I've also seen it be lockpicking at some. So it's a really fun category. So you played your first CTF. Maybe you didn't do as well as you thought. How can you get better? So you want to keep playing CTFs. That's the biggest thing. The more experience you have, the better you're going to be at tackling different challenges. You're also going to want to read the write-ups on these CTF challenges. So these are posted online on GitHub. They're also usually at the end of a competition. They'll post them in the chat. So looking at, oh, hey, I tried that problem. Where did I go wrong? And being able to see where you went wrong will help. Also, doing CTF training challenges. We're going to go over what a couple of those platforms are in a little bit. Those can help immensely with looking at different topics. And then finally, making or joining a CTF team with others. Being able to collaborate with other people is going to be the best way that you grow. So for this slide, there was a story from a while ago. I couldn't find the link to this story, but there was an IT professional, and they got into an accident, and they had memory loss, and they lost all their knowledge of IT. So they had to relearn all of IT, right? So I was thinking, I'm like, okay, if I got my memory erased either from an accident or from Men in Black, something like that, how would I learn, like the best way to learn and get ready to compete in a CTF competition? So first, I would do Pico CTF challenges. They're hosted by Carnegie Mellon University. They're really good, really beginner, a lot of great write-ups. Then I would do Bandit Over the Wire. It's Linux-based challenges where you find a password on a machine, use that to get on the next machine, and so on and so forth. I would then learn Python or shell scripting. Automation and being able to understand code is essential for doing these CTF competitions. I would get into Try Hack Me a little bit to learn some more security concepts and to go up against different challenges. And then finally, I would start doing live CTF competitions. These can either be from that one website, ctftime.org. They can also be in person in security conferences. Top 6 tips for playing CTF. So these are my top 6 tips. Yeah, the guy has 6 fingers. So number 1, take detailed notes. There have been so many times when I've played a CTF competition, and then a few months later I play another one. I'm like, oh man, that's the exact same problem that I went up against, and I forgot how to do it. And so I'm spending 30, 45 minutes trying to remember which link I clicked on, trying to remember which tool I ran, where instead if I just written it down, given good explanation, I would have been done. Number 2, take snapshots of VMs. There have been countless times where I'm preparing for a competition and my VM just blows up. And then it's me spending the first 45 minutes to an hour re-imaging a VM, getting all the tools on. So take plenty snapshots. Number 3, create a cheat sheet before CTFs with links and tools. This is how a lot of the better teams do it. And by being able to, okay, I remember what the tool name is, I don't remember the website, and being able just to click on a website or clicking on a tool helps a lot. Number 4, you're going to want to look at diving deeper into 1 or 2 CTF categories. This is because they're like specializing. You're going to want to do this because a lot of these top teams, they're going to have 1 or 2 people per category that are going at these problems. And they're people that they train on that specific problem set. So they're able to work faster and on these harder difficulty problems. Doesn't mean that you don't have to learn everything, but just focus on 1 or 2 categories to really get good at. Number 5, set up a Discord chat for a team to post findings and communicate. Communication is key when playing with a team during these CTFs. There have been times when I'm working on a problem, I have a friend I'm working with, we've been working on this problem for 45 minutes, we're scratching our heads. Then we ask the team, oh yeah, wait, refresh your page, I already solved that problem like 20 minutes ago. And I'm like, well, okay. And then number 6, automate as much as you can. the key to CTFs is speed. Being able to automate the easy stuff is going to just help with that. This is a plug to join the Raleigh ISSA Discord. We have CTF events every first and third Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm a part of that. We usually do a Try-Hack Me room or an over-the-wire room, and then we do a boot-to-root full room. The Discord also has job opportunity postings, and then there's constant posts about the latest tools in cyber news. I'll leave it up for a second. It's been a second. Also, picture doesn't do it justice, but the Discord team is looking at potentially building out a CTF, so stay tuned with that. Some other communities to join locally that help with CTFs, Raleigh 2600, DC 919, Oak City Lock Sport. Reason I said Oak City Lock Sport is a lot of these in-person CTF competitions, they'll have a lockpicking component to it. So being able to have an understanding about it before going to the competition is just going to give you a leg up. Final message. This is my little motto that I keep telling myself. The juice is worth the squeeze. I started playing CTFs my senior year 4 years ago. And if I would have known how far I would have gone because of doing that, I would have told myself to keep even doing it more. But yeah, I would say juice is worth the squeeze. Also have fun. It's supposed to be a fun time. Don't be stressing over it. So this is the link to the GitHub. And then if anyone has any questions. Yeah.
So you mentioned Python earlier. I was curious, how you learned Python?
So I took a kind of abnormal approach. So I was doing those Pico CTF competitions. I ran into a couple that were reverse engineering Python. I had no idea really what I was looking at. So after completing it, I took time and there are GitHub websites online of simple programs to try to make with Python. So I'd spend a week, try to build a program out. And then if I got stuck, I could look, see okay, that's how you do it, right? But I did it more by doing and less by watching a YouTube video online. But yeah. Yeah.
For the CTF, do you guys have an official team, a mascot, and are you guys getting competitive with it at this point?
Are you talking about for the Raleigh ISSA?
Well, just
or?
A competitive CTF team that you guys can go to DEF CON, Black Hat, compete internationally.
I personally was a part of one that was maybe 2 years ago. We were top maybe 20 in the U.S. That's a lot of work, I would say. Yeah, it's every week you're doing a CTF, and sometimes, okay, we're not finding that much on this CTF, let's do another one.